We're on now. We're live from Hooters. Look at Maddie. Maddie comes flying into the camera. We're live at Hooters. It is a wild card show here. It's live from the traveling Yankees Fire and Water Restoration Studios. You want to come on? Yeah, sit there because that's where the guests sit. If you want to come on, you got to come on the show. So Maddie's butt was on the first show we did live from Hooters as Levack and Goz on the podcast. You can hear us. You don't have to hit it. You're just talking to it. Go ahead, talk into it.
Say something into it.
I can't hear myself.
That's okay.
Yeah, you can. You sound great. You sound amazing.
By popular demand.
Yes, you are. You are one of the most popular guests we've had on this show today. Most popular guest we've had. Well, that guy's live from Hooters. Come here, enjoy the amazing wild card game. Boston and I have a bet going. It's a big one, and we're excited about it. You wanted to tell a story. You want to tell your story to everyone? And hold on, move everything so she's leaning in.
Careful, yeah.
She's leaning in. She's leaning in. Move everything.
It's gonna take a minute. Is that okay?
It's a podcast. Go as long as you want.
As every boisterous playground fighter has always said, there's nothing between us but air and opportunity, baby. Go.
Okay, so for the summer, I had this guy who kept sitting in front of my house and watching through my windows. And I'd have to call my dad because I was like, hey, this guy keeps sitting in my yard and I'd have no pants on. So I'd be sitting there behind the walls what do I do? So I would panic.
Okay, all right.
And then
it's a great story so far. I'm in.
There was awesome. A running joke between me and Casey all summer. Anytime something weird happened, she's like, it's probably your homeless man. And
home free, by the way, please.
No, we're on a podcast.
All right, that's
fine. You're good. You're fine.
And
don't distract her when she talks about being pantsless, guys. Live from Hooters.
Then over the weekend, I came home from a soccer game and I had a basket of flowers and gifts on my front porch for me. And my neighbor comes over and she's like, that guy that's always doing weird things outside of your house sold these from my house and left them for you. So I called my dad again. I'm like, that guy's being so creepy. I don't know if I should be concerned. So my dad found him. And the guy's like, yeah, I left them. That's my girl. And
do you have any idea who he is?
No.
He's just some random who sits out in front of you. Is he Boston Dan?
No.
Oh, that's so sad it's not.
But then they came and they did a whole investigation. I had to call the cops. He's been living in my basement all summer.
Are you what? Wait, what?
I'm not kidding. I had to take a restraining order out against him.
Is this this an apartment complex? Is this a duplex?
My house.
It's your house.
It's my house.
He's found his way into your basement. He lives in your basement.
What happened to your tooth?
That's next. I lost it climbing into your basement.
In the face.
I want to go back to this.
Hold on. I lost my tooth climbing into your basement.
It's actually
we all go in there. It's weird.
It's really bad. They arrested him for stalking, trespassing, petty larceny, and resisting arrest because when they found him, it took 4 of them chasing him through the woods to get him. And it was this whole thing. And
who says people say romance is dead?
I know.
I mean,
do you know how long it's been since someone got me flowers? I shouldn't have called the cops. I should have just been like, do you want to go out sometime?
Well, honestly, he owes you back rent one way or the other. I mean, that's part of it. My tooth, I had to have a tooth taken out, and then my insurance changed, so I have to wait to get a new tooth.
That's what I'm going to school for.
Dentistry? You want to put a tooth in? Let's go. I'm not scared.
I'll rip them
tonight.
out.
No, I don't need any more ripped out. That's done. You already mocked me for that.
That's the fun part, though.
I just want to point out that Maddie here at Hooters was cool with a dude living in the basement, flowers, the whole nine. I am missing a tooth. She went, oh my God, that's hurtful. It's hurtful.
I'm looking and I'm like, why is there a gap in your mouth?
I'm concerned that you guys don't have follow-up questions.
I have so many, but I'm just letting these two do what they want.
I'm sorry. I'm deciding where I want to go with her gap and mouth conversation. That's what I'm deciding. All right, this has already gotten out of hand. This is absurd.
I asked if you wanted to hear my story.
No, it's awesome. I love it. It's a great story.
It was actually pretty traumatic.
Hooters Girls Confessions live on Wild Card
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Stole all my Adderall.
Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I feel like this is different. I feel like this is.
It could have been someone else, but I like to think it was him.
I feel like you just took all your Adderall and were like, well, you know what? I've got an opportunity here. There was a man in my basement. I need more Adderall. I feel like is the thing here.
All right, so how big is the basement? We're going to go back to this.
It's a fucking, you have to go through
Thank God we're on a podcast about radio anymore.
And climb down there, which is why I didn't know, because me being the bitch that I am, I was like, I'm not going in my basement. I lost power one night and was like, I'd rather just lay here in the dark than go into my basement. So this guy was like
living in there.
So let me get it straight. This is like a horror movie.
Hang on. This is the This is the plot of Parasite. Has everyone seen the movie Parasite? Like this is the whole movie.
It also I kind of had a feeling.
Comments? Where's everybody?
Yeah, you're surprised about the comments.
Commenting on this one. By the way, we're live on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as Godzilla YouTube and Goz's Twitter at Tom Goz, TOMGOCC. And you'll be able to rate, subscribe, like, and maybe possibly live in Maddie's basement after this.
I need a roommate.
Well, if you didn't hate toothless people, I'd be in. But so
sorry.
I just want to point out, like, the lights go out. She's like, I'll just lay here. Meanwhile, there's a freaking deranged homeless person living in your basement the whole time.
Well, also, so there was a joke that me and Casey would joke about because, like, I would notice little
Casey
things.
from here.
Yes.
Casey, also lovely Hooters girl at Hooters here on Wolf Road. $3 Miller Coors Light drafts every day. And
every day.
Possibly living in Maddie's
You
basement.
work here. You should know that.
Everyone, it's only on alcohol. So many customers know.
I love that we just got a personal interview from her boobs.
All right, she just left to realize to tell her customers.
That just happened. She's like telling everybody, "Hey, my God, your bill's less than I thought it was."
The Levack and Goz show has been on the air for 5 years. That may be the greatest opening in the history of the Levack and Goz show. I've got so many comments, so many concerns. My phone is. I don't want to get to the messages that have been left in my phone, but we'll just. I can't
believe we don't have comments right now. There's people watching live.
They're private comments coming into my phone.
Oh, I mean, first of all, God bless Maddie. She is a wonderful human being. Look at her providing shelter for the needy and entertainment for the pervs. It's beautiful.
Nobody wanted to see us to open this show, right?
No.
They knew where they came.
So you'll notice normally we do the show where we're both sitting and you're looking at us. That would be stupid here. So what we've done is we've angled it where you can see Hunter, who's behind the bar, the lovely Hunter, back there pouring drinks. We've got, you heard about Maddie and her roommate. Jara's here. Aaron was here a second ago, and Boston Dan, who is, and of course our buddy Jared.
Yes, Jared
aka Jared. I'm going to tequila you.
The pride of Northeastern Insurance. Make sure GozInTheMedia.com.
Just won a big award doing Northeastern Insurance. So there you go. So we're here because of Yankees baseball, and it's funny. I changed. We're kind of like doing this thing as we go. We're learning as we go. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
John Deere, my man. We're figuring out as we go. So I wanted to change it to the Big Open. Had I had any idea that the Big Open was going to be a lot of Maddie's cleavage and a story that, I mean, could very well have been a Lifetime movie. I had no idea. I don't know how we follow that, to be perfectly honest with you. That's it. The big Open is here at Hooters. We're here, and of course, Yankees-Red Sox tonight. Wild card, one game, play-in postseason baseball. Yes, I still call it play-in, even when the Yankees are in it. I'm sorry. You got to win this one to be in the real playoffs, but you're in the postseason. So there you go. If the Yankees win, Tampa, which is fine. That'll be fine. But if the Red Sox win, I'm going to cry a lot. So we'll just be ready for that.
Levack, I said this before we went live here. You and I have been together for a lot. I think not a lot. All of them. Every one-game wild card, you and I have somehow, some way found ourselves sitting through the night enjoying.
Do I owe you like an anniversary gift or something? Is it?
I don't know what it owes.
You want my key to Maddie's basement?
But this one is different. In comparison to all the previous ones before, what tonight means is that you as a baseball fan, or even as a non-baseball fan, what may happen tonight between the Yankees and Red Sox may never be seen again in the history of the Major League Baseball postseason, because our pal Buster Olney, if you missed it, go back to listen to a previous Levack and Goz interview, said
the last Tuesday.
Postseason expansion is more than likely coming in 2022.
Right.
So this wild card thing is done. Yankees-Red Sox Game 7 we could see, but because of the ways in which the divisions match up, you might be more likely to see that in ALDS than in ALCS, and you're never going to get it in a World Series. So what you're going to watch tonight may never happen again in your lifetime as a baseball fan. And you get it. Garrett Cole, Red Sox, Yankees, one-game wild card, winner advances. It's everything you want, and you get to watch the game with one of the most diehard Yankee fans I've ever met here at Hooters on Wolf Road.
Very excited about it. Now, Maddie is her original nickname, besides, shelter for the homeless, has always been Lucky Butt, because anytime I was in here watching a Raiders game, if she sat down next to me, the Raiders won. She got up, left the table. Car broke his leg in 2016. I'm putting it out there. It happened. Did not watch the game here last night, obviously, but she's here. Does a great job. Takes good care of you. Make sure you get cold drinks, hot food, the whole nine. $3 Miller Coors Light drafts. You got the Sam Lager. You got the Sam Seasonal. They're $5 each. And, of course, every Wednesday is Boneless Wing Day right here at Hooters on Wolf Road. I'm a little nervous. I feel like the Yankees, if everybody plays to the back of their baseball card, the Yankees win this game handily. But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I was a little nervous. It's a little more nerve-wracking when Boston Dan comes over when I sit down and says, I have X amount of dollars in my pocket. And I go, good for you. You want a cookie? And he goes, no, I want you to put the same amount of money up, and I want to bet it on tonight's game.
Ooh.
So we have a $150 bet going. If I win, I walk out of here with $300 bragging rights and a whole and a whole. Yeah, this is the money. This is
like the World Series of Poker right now.
Yeah,
it's right on the table.
There it is. The lovely Jared's holding up the money.
I might actually have to chime in on this because I feel like Cole is due.
Hey, grab that mic.
Hold on, yeah. Jared. If you're gonna talk, there's a microphone.
There you go. Grab that.
Yeah. There you go. So Cole is due.
I just feel like Cole's due. He's been 6.19 over his last 3 starts at Fenway.
Yeah. Yep.
The man is due. He obviously has not been great on his last start, but I have to channel my inner Connor Lind here and say
Connor Lind is a coworker of Jared. And Goz likes better than Jared.
Oh, that's not true. Stop it.
Goz has a man crush on his skinny guy.
Jared and I are boys. Goz hates Jared, likes Connor. It's a whole thing.
I love Connor.
See, it just happened. I think Connor's a dick. I'm sorry, Connor. Sorry.
But the Jared's point right there, right? Like Cole has struggled at Fenway.
Yep.
But this is the reason the New York Yankees dropped a ton of money to get him. Moments like this, games like this, Levack, like as you as a Yankee fan, Jared makes a great point. But this is the moment you paid him for.
Yeah, but you know what the beauty is? Say he goes out there, he doesn't look right after 3 innings. Johnny Lasagna, Severino, they're all coming in. Just keep marching. We got 8 guys that can come out and just to coin a phrase from the old farts down in Tampa. Got a stable of pitchers ready to go tonight, and they're actually all good. They're all good.
And everybody's fresh for the most part too. So we're looking at a stacked Yankees bullpen tonight to back up Cole.
No JD Martinez for the Red Sox, but that's all to be seen, to be held. We'll go through that as we go through. But right now, guys, I know that you got here safe and sound at Hooters.
I did get here safe and sound. Thanks to our friends over.
I like that you're out of the camera completely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks to Mohawk Honda.
If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, Goz doesn't know how cameras work.
I'm struggling since the moment I sat down. Even Levack said, here's a picture. Here's how the camera works tonight, guys. You're going to continue to fail. Anyways,
here's a way that we can make sure that people can see the Hooters girls, and you can still be on.
Kelly Blue.
By the way, I don't know who she is, but I'm going to find out who she is.
We will, yeah. Kelly Blue Golfer going on right now at Mohawk Honda. If you stop in, you can talk to the great people there in Glenville, New York, to find out how you can take advantage of the great deals going on. Upstate New York, wherever you're watching or listening right now, whether it's Utica, Watertown, Syracuse, Herkimer, we love everybody who's been a part of this and join Levack and Goz across upstate New York. Trust us, it is worth the drive to Glenville to talk to the great people at Mohawk Honda. Whether it's our friend Greg Johnson, Cam McKenna, Hot Sauce, the VIP man, like I say, walk in and say, where Hot Sauce at? Where the VIP man at? And they will take care of you. Our friend John in service as well. If you ever have problems with your vehicle, like your maintenance thing comes on, you're like, I don't know what's going on, talk to John. He'll take care of you as well. Take advantage, whether it's pre-owned or new vehicles. Mohawk Honda. I love my Pilot. My wife dropped me off. I'm drinking responsibly tonight. She has baby Rex. Baby Rex, you saw him in the car seat. He's got enough space back there. He was grilling everybody. Mohawk Honda, whatever you're looking for, especially with inventory so different in 2021, it's always a spot where they go out of their way to please you. And Levack and I will be broadcasting live on Friday, October 22nd, live from Mohawk Honda. Be a part of that show when it starts at 3
I'll let your eyes roll back like you're accessing it. Like, I'm going to go 22nd. Feels right.
3 o'clock.
Be around there somewhere. We'll be there. We'll see what happens. It should be a good time.
I just did right there, right? Access the documents.
Reef duds. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I changed the banner on you, Levack.
That's all right. We're live from Hooters today. It is Wherever we go on a Tuesday, it is the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Studios. Please feel free to comment on the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube. And Goz decided to try and do his Twitter. So we'll see how that works out as well. We'll take your comments. And, look, if you know my phone number, call in. We'll put you on the show. If you don't know my phone number, I'm not telling you because I'm not going to have people, the guy who was living in Maddie's basement, call me. I'm not going to have that. It's just not going to happen. Last night's game, Monday Night Football, there were these island games have been more of them good than bad. However, this was a game that looked like Goz wants a beer.
Stop. No, that should be
Goz wants a blue moon.
Damn it, it wasn't off camera.
That's one. No, see, cheers.
No, Jared, don't do that.
Jared, we love you and all, but they're more attractive than you are. We wanted them to come to the. There you go. Yeah, there you go. But he wants you to get the beer. But,
no, it's fine. It's okay.
It's not like he has a hall pass tonight and doesn't have to drive. So from the rip, you paid $5 billion for an enclosed stadium. Two big problems with that, right? Now I know that they're more renters. They're not the landlord. The Rams are the landlord, but you paid $5 billion for a stadium, and the Raiders had home field advantage, and you had to take a 30+ minute freaking break because of the lightning. You have a roof. My favorite scene of the whole night. Well, I have two favorite scenes. I'll tell you about the second one in a second. It was Gruden looking at the ref when he goes, "We're gonna take a break." Like, pardon my French, there's a fucking roof. Like,
the first half pop for Levack.
Yeah, what is that? And the second was that Hunter Renfrow tackle. I mean, that was the best hit of the night from the Raiders. But everything went wrong for the Raiders. I don't think anybody told the Raiders what time the game started. They came out at halftime like, yeah, let's play football. And it's like, well, you already been out here for 30 minutes, you losers. You're down 21-0. But 14 points on the board. They looked like they had a couple moments there. Too many holes in that Raiders team, and the Chargers leapfrogged them in the West.
Levack, help me with my memory here. I believe it's 2019 where you had as a preseason prediction for a Super Bowl, LA versus LA.
Yeah.
You believe that was the Rams versus the Chargers that year? Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
See,
that's better for everyone. She leaned in.
And that Charger team was so young in 2019. And you saw the potential 2 years ago where you said, you know what? The right head coach, Herbert develops, get a little better defense, some guys who can make some plays on special teams. They can be really good. As much as I'd love to have so much fun to rip your Raiders and say they were overrated, they're not as good, they got shown. That game was about the Chargers last night.
I think both can be true, though. I think both can be true.
Yeah, I know it's really early and people don't want to talk about the MVP 4 weeks into a season, but it's hard for me to argue against Justin Herbert. Is the way he's playing football right now is he looks to be one of the best quarterbacks, not in the AFC. We're talking the NFL. What an amazing performance by Herbert. Less than 300 yards, sure, but he still continued to be the pace of that offense. You and I joked about no one knowing Brandon Staley's name as a head coach in the NFL. Boy, that guy can coach it up a little bit. He's really
and they're
good.
sitting there like 3 days ago, he was an assistant coach at Lehigh College or some crap, like whatever. I don't remember what the college was. Like the ITT Institute, he was coaching their team, but he wasn't even the assistant. Now he's head coach in the NFL and he's crushing it.
Austin Eckler acted like Paul Pierce during the game, like he was dead on the game and then walked off the field. He had a hip injury, but Eckler's not been as great as Matthew Berry and fantasy people want him to be. That is a balanced Charger team. Your Raiders are still very good, but that game last night was more about how much of a competitor LA can truly be in the AFC. Some would say the biggest test is the Chiefs for the LA Chargers. They beat the Chiefs. They beat them.
But by the way, I feel like the Chargers might be screwed 3 weeks in a row, though.
What do you mean?
So you saw it. Like everybody wants to talk about Derek Carr. You get pressure on Derek Carr, his eyes go down. He can't throw downfield. He makes mistakes. Thank you, Maddie. You're always welcome here. We love you. I just wanted to watch her walk away. Whatever. Judge me. I don't care. If you pressure Carr, his eyes go down. He starts throwing the ball low. He throws it behind people. Every time Herbert got hit, his next pass was garbage. So you've got Cleveland, their defensive front coming for you next week. Then you got the Ravens, who Wink Martindale's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. And then you're telling me Belichick, who made your Tampa Bay Buccaneers look human. Oh, you want to march down the field to get to the 20? 20 to 20, go crazy. Have a great time. You get inside that 20, we're going to shut you down. He's not going to get inside that kid's head. 3 weeks in a row. I'm not telling you I'm going to go against the Chargers, But I'm also telling you, I'm not going to pick the Chargers 3 weeks in a row. And then, then the Eagles and the Vikings and stuff and the Steelers, whatever's left of the Steelers. But TJ Watt, he could change that whole game too. That offensive line played very well against a very good defensive front from the Raiders. But you pester him, you pressure him, Herbert's going to make mistakes. And it's going to be – and there's a chance the Chargers have a little bit of a dark spot here.
I won't force you to make the pick at Rivers Casino, but just out loud here. The AFC West, 2 questions for you. Part 1, is the AFC West now the best division in football? And part 2, if you had to pick a team right now after 4 weeks, who is the most likely team to win that division?
I think the bottom's lower than we think in the AFC West. I think Chiefs, Chargers are monsters. I don't think Denver's as good as their record. And there's a chance the Raiders regress. I mean, they do it every year. They start off hot and they regress. That's what they do under Gruden so far. The NFC West is filthy nasty, even with injuries. So I'll probably stay with them. I can't go. The Chiefs are going to find a way. They're going to find a way. The Chiefs, once Chris Jones figures it out, that the way to pressure quarterback from the outside and stuff like that, what the Chiefs are just going to start ripping off wins. You're going to hate them at Rivers because they don't cover spreads. They don't care about spreads. They don't care about blowing you out. They just care about winning. They're obnoxious that way. They're a flashier Patriots team where it's like, I don't care how I beat you. I just need to beat you. But Chiefs are still going to win the West.
I'm with you on the NFC West because that bottom is so hard to figure out of what team actually has to finish in 4th place out of the Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals, and Rams. You're right. That's the best division, but the AFC West is right there at 2. As to who's still the most likely team to win it, it is the Chiefs, but if you were a person who believed that the Chiefs were most likely to get that first-round buy-in and expanded NFL playoffs, I don't believe the Chiefs are going to finish with the best record in the AFC. Not with the competition they're going to face in the AFC West. And if you told me which side of that AFC or NFC West is more likely to get a 3rd playoff team because of the way in which the NFC divisions kind of line up a little bit and the more questions in the AFC, if you told me that the Chiefs, Chargers, and either the Broncos or the Raiders would be that team, flip it over to the NFC. If you told me the Rams, and then which team do you feel the most confident in? I feel like those teams are more likely to get in the playoffs as a 3-team representative division than the NFC West because of how the NFC schedules lay out.
The Raiders' schedule's pretty easy. So they're still alive in this whole thing. If you were listening to the Hideaway on Sunday, you know that now John, the Bears fan from the Hideaway, gets to be on the show this Sunday coming up live from the Hideaway, 11:30, because we picked the Lions and we were wrong. But the Raiders will beat them in Vegas. Raiders at Broncos is when we get to see if I was right and the Broncos are completely 100% overrated. The Eagles at Raiders, Raiders at Giants. First opponent that I 100% go, okay, they're better than the Raiders is when they play the Chiefs on November 14th. So, and the Raiders always play the Chiefs tough. So there's a chance the Raiders go on another little run because of their schedule. But then they could get eaten alive by teams like Dallas and Washington and Kansas City and Cleveland and the Chargers again. The Chargers again. So the AFC West is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be interesting. Jets, Giants, Bills all win. You called me crazy when I picked the Jets for an outright win.
I did. Sure enough, you nailed it, man. Nailed it. Chat our panel at the Hideaway's loving it.
If I had taken, believe it or not, if I had taken the Jets instead of the Rams, I go 4-0 on my locks. Think about that.
Could have happened.
How you doing?
And just to sit on the Jet game real quick, wasn't that Jet game, Jet fan? Look, it's been small sample sizes of when you've been able to celebrate victories. A lot of Jet fans in 2020 were rooting against the Jets because they wanted Trevor Lawrence so bad. That game, Robert Saleh, your new head coach, out-coached Mike Vrabel. You're watching Mike Vrabel, you're like, wait, what are you doing? I know your 2 best wide receivers are down, but what are some of the decisions Vrabel's doing with the clock? And he's playing for the tie. If there's any coach in the NFL that does not play for a tie, the guy who said he was going to sacrifice his family.
Well, he didn't really have a choice at that point, though.
He doesn't believe in Tannehill. I know he doesn't have any deep threats, but Robert Saleh outcoached Vrabel, which is a great compliment for the Jets.
I feel like Tennessee is the NFL equivalent of good from afar, but far from good. Like when you look at them from a distance, you're like, oh man, you got Julio Jones, you got Derrick Henry, you got all these things, and then you're up close and you're watching it actually happen during the season. You're like, well, you got Derrick Henry. They don't like Julio Jones is not Julio Jones right now. You know, Corey Davis is in New York looking like he's a legit 2 at worst at wide receiver. Tannehill is the petulant child that we thought he was, and your defense is shelled. Jonnu Smith is not catching passes in New England. I almost thumbed you in the eye. Boston Dan almost caught how do you like that, Dan? Probably the one person who can do that for you. No, so I don't think Tennessee is nearly as scared as I thought. They could very well still win their division because it sucks, but they're not where you thought they were. However, 9:30 in the morning across the pond against Atlanta, Jets might go on a little winning streak. We're going streaking, baby. Let's go, Gang Green. 9:30 in the morning, rocking some shots.
Are you about to roll with the Jets? Is that a little tease for our hideaway pick this Sunday? You're going to go twice in a row with the Jets?
I got a couple I'm looking at. I think there's some bounce back games more than anything. If I'm going with you 100%, I don't really have my pick set yet for next week.
Still early,
but I'm looking more bounce back, like Rams. I'm looking bounce back. But if I was gonna take that game, I would most likely take the Jets. I don't think FedEx delivers in London. I don't know if does FedEx deliver there? I don't even know if they go overseas.
Across the pond. I think you said the pond. It's pond.
Yeah. I'm getting 3 points for the Jets. Absolutely. Let's roll. I'll go. I'll do it right now.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll do it. I'm not afraid of it.
All right. So the Jets
Falcons are not good. They will be good. I think they will be good. But that's another reason that the Tennessee Titans suck. Is Arthur Smith was your offensive coordinator. You lose that. You lose all these other pieces. And now here you are.
The New York Giants. You mentioned all the New York teams. The Giants, a come from behind victory. The Giants late in that third quarter, early fourth quarter, I was listening to the game and I thought, this isn't going to happen. Like, this is done. How is Daniel Jones and this Giant offense going to roar back against New Orleans? You'd mentioned in the preview
Jones
game.
Is a baller.
There you go. That's the thing.
Sorry. He's starting to put it together.
People would have thought going into this game that Jameis Winston would have made mistakes to allow New York to stay in the game, but it wasn't so much Jameis Winston. It was Daniel Jones proving that if the Giants have a high draft pick, they don't have to send it on a rookie quarterback or a kid straight out of college. Daniel Jones, like you said, a huge reason, maybe the number one reason why the Giants pull off that victory.
Saquon looks a lot more like Saquon than they did the week before.
There you go. Saquon Barkley fans, if you had
that Stables easy button. I'm just going to Saquon, thank you.
It's worth reminding people that Saquon, although he got hurt in week 3 of 2020, he waited a while to have his surgery. So, like, physically, his body may have finally gotten to where he wanted it to be in week 4. If he'd gotten the surgery immediately, we would have probably seen Saquon Barkley we're used to in week 1. He waited. His body also waited. And sure enough, like you said, Saquon Barkley looked like Saquon we're used to in the past.
A little later than normal on a Techies Tuesday because we are live at Hooters on Wolf Road. It is Wild Card Tuesday, which means Yankees versus the Red Sox. You can come watch the games, enjoy ice cold $3 Coors Miller Lite draft specials, $5 Sammy Lager and seasonals. And, of course, every Wednesday is Wings Day, boneless wing specials here at Hooters. Just because the, regional GM manager guy is terrible taste in baseball teams doesn't mean he doesn't know how to run a restaurant because he does a great job with that. By the way, everybody's like, my favorite is like the days like back in the radio days when people would be like, wait a minute, Boston Dan is the guy that runs Hooters? You are shocked that one of my best friends in this world runs Hooters? Like that's huh? Yeah, there you go. The only person who's smarter is the guy who's living in Matty's basement for free. That's all I'm saying. You go where the good things are. But we're live on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page. We're live on Godzilla Media's YouTube, and I believe we're even live on Goz's Twitter because he figured out how to do that today.
Yeah.
So, running through some of the other teams, I mean, the best team in the NFL. I know there's one undefeated, and it's the Arizona Cardinals. But does anybody want to play the Bills? I don't want to see the Bills. No. I know it's the Texans, but 40-0 is 40-0.
If you did the NFL power rankings of the past, the Bills this week are number 1 on that power ranking list. And I noticed that because of the controversy it stirred from ESPN. Because, like you mentioned, Arizona's undefeated. They've beaten 2 playoff teams from last season. Kyler Murray's in the discussion as one of the best players in the NFL this season. Arizona should be one because they're undefeated. But again, it seems like a mirage, that week 1 game against Pittsburgh. It never really happened. We all dreamed it. We woke up, the Steelers beat the Bills. If you told me right now they take the field to Arizona and Buffalo, I think Buffalo would be a 6.5 or 7 point favorite over Arizona.
I know this is what they used to say about Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson used to be like, well, the defensive coordinators in the NFL are going to figure him out. The defenses are going to figure him out. And to a degree, they have. Baltimore doesn't, they don't have rings. You know what I mean? So Vrabel's figured it out in the past. Other guys have figured him out. I feel like Belichick, McDermott, there's, Staley maybe in LA. I feel like they would figure out Kyler Murray. I don't, if it's something as simple as must be this tall to go on the field. I don't know, like something. They would do something to mess with him. It's fun to watch. I like Cliff Kingsbury. Made me a lot of money at Texas Tech as a quarterback and as a coach. Bet the over, baby. But I don't have that kind of faith in them, even though they were a ground and pound team this week, which was completely – I didn't expect that at all. But I take Buffalo over them. I take a couple teams over them. I just in a playoff scenario, must win Super Bowl scenario. Week 7, you never know what's going to happen. But I'm thinking you see if somehow Buffalo and Arizona are lining up in LA this year for the Super Bowl. House keys, car keys, take what you want. I'm putting it on Buffalo money line because I'm not crazy.
I'm with you too. I said in the preseason, this was way back in June. I said, if I could make a preseason Super Bowl prediction, I would have told you it was the Bills and the Cardinals. And I know that sounds like, yeah, right, guys. No, I flipped it and I said Bills Buccaneers because I didn't believe in Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury does not have a winning record as a head coach in college or the NFL.
Right.
So you're telling me a guy who doesn't have a winning record at either level of football is going to bring a team to the Super Bowl? All of a sudden, Arizona's playing like that team, and they modeled or mirrored their 2021 roster like Tampa in 2020. J.J. Watt, James Conner, Rondell Moore in the draft, who fell because he didn't play in 2020. That team looks a lot like what Tampa did. And maybe the best decision Arizona decided to do, they did not trade Chandler Jones when he said he wanted out. All those things.
He's oddly enough happy now.
Strange, right?
Being a pass rusher and being on the opposite of a line from J.J. Watt changes you a little bit.
Yeah.
Gives you a little like you want to be there.
And the Buffalo side of it, how about this stat? Buffalo the last 3 weeks following that Pittsburgh loss have defeated their opponents on average 40-7. 40 to in the NFL, you're beating teams by 4.5 touchdowns.
How much makeup is Aroyd wearing right now? Alex, if you haven't seen it, tonight during the game, when you come here to Hooters and you see him on TV, Alex Rodriguez looks like somebody made like a cheap knockoff Ken doll of Alex Rodriguez tonight. He looks plastic. He's wearing more makeup than every Hooters girl here times 10.
It's like layered on. He could like take it off with a knife.
Yeah, he probably put it on with a putty knife. Wow. Performance enhancing makeup for Aroyd today. Sorry. Yeah, like Cardinals have done big things. They're getting it together. It's fun to watch. Rest of the recap. If I'm a Buccaneers fan, I'm glad I got out of New England with my butt, and I'm nervous because I think Belichick showed you. Now you got to have the personnel because you were the old line. Anybody can beat Tom Brady. You just got to rush and get pressure with 4 down linemen. That's it. It's like, well, yeah, but not everybody has Tuck, Umanora, Strahan. They don't have those guys that can do it. Belichick comes in here and goes, hey, Tom, go crazy. Have a blast. By the way, we're stopping after the 20. Unless the 20 becomes – unless this is that crappy Hall of Fame game from a year ago with Green Bay and was Oakland at the time, you're not 80-yard field. You're getting 80. That's it. You're not going in the end zone.
If it wasn't for our Bears fan at the Hideaway, I likely would have been dressed as a pirate in a few weeks. Luckily, we didn't agree to that bet.
Damn it.
That Buccaneers-Patriot game, I watched every play of it. I told you how fired up I was for it. It was the biggest regular season game in the history of the Buccaneer franchise. Here's 2 things. I'm going to sound like I'm making an excuse, but it's true. Yeah. The weather was a huge factor in that game. Like the fact that
Brady's not used to that kind of weather. He's never played in New England before.
He couldn't throw the way he
never played in New England before.
And no Gronk. So as a Buccaneer fan, I got a lot of excuses for why the Buccaneers didn't play better. As much as I'd love to say like Brady could have dominated that bum Belichick and Evans and Godwin could have had a great game. Mac Jones. Oh my God. Well, I'm watching this game. I'm thinking, okay, he's a rookie. He's going to fail at some point. I'm waiting for a pick 6. I'm waiting for a strip sack. He played as good as any quarterback could play. They had the stat that his 20 consecutive completions was the most by anybody in the last 30 years in the NFL.
I do want to ask you a question. Since you're using the weather as an excuse for a small win, can I use the weather as a reason why a 56-yard field goal was missed that would have beat you?
Yes.
So, you can't use the excuse.
Yes.
Everybody playing the same weather. Coach Tom. Coach Manaz is listening and watching. What's up, Coach? He said, looking good, boys. I didn't know he drank. I didn't know.
I got a question. I got a question for Coach, though. If Coach is still listening, I got a question. Would Coach have called a timeout? Would Coach have tried to draw Tampa off sides and Belichick call a timeout? I know it's hard for Coach to
try to get a
Belichick,
little closer.
I mean, I would have done either one of those things. That if the Patriots lined up on a 4th and 2 and try to get Tampa to jump, maybe that's too good of a D line and younger teams would have. I thought Belichick might have done one of those two things.
Coach, kickers. You gotta remember, my guy, Coach Tom, Coach T. He's offensive lineman. He is a guy who has, he wants to remove all doubt. That's why he ate my lunch every time I tried to interview him at the end of the half, and we had given up a random score. Like, I almost feel like our defense was like, you know what? We're a little pissed off at Levack today, so let's give up a score just before he has to stick a microphone in Coach T's face. I feel like that was I feel like it was ready to happen. Coach said he would have done a timeout for sure.
Okay.
Timeout.
That's
get everything. But you look at the Patriots dynasty, right? It was put Brady in a position to not make mistakes, get to a position where you kick a field goal to win the game. And they did that with Mac Jones. Mac Jones might be a little more advanced than the early Tom Brady, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's ever going to get where Brady got. But he's where he is right now because of the way he had to play at Bama, because of what Brady did at Michigan is very different than what Mac Jones was able to do in Alabama. There was never a second where anybody looked at Mac Jones in Alabama and went, hey, who's on the bench? Who you got? Let's take that guy. Where, as good as Brady is now, he's great. He's the GOAT. As a Michigan fan, where's Drew Henson? Let Drew Henson throw the ball. Come on, I'm sick of this dink and dunk crap from the doughy kid, number 10. Let's go. That's Brady grew into that because of the system Belichick built. And if I know right now, because there's another Super Bowl ring on Brady's finger, everybody's, Brady was Brady. If Belichick can build Mac Jones into another Brady-esque championship style quarterback, does everybody come back and go, actually, can I have that answer back? Can I you host trivia all the time. Can I have that slip? I saw my buddy. He wrote down that Mac was pretty good.
That's exactly what happened. He out-Brady'd Brady in the game, which is a wild thing to think about. It wasn't these 60-yard Mahomes bombs. It wasn't no-look passes. It was 3rd and 5, get 7. 2nd and 4, get 6. That's what Mac Jones did. And if you're a Patriot fan, get excited about Mac Jones' future. Be nice to have one more skill guy to help you out.
Coach T, Mac Jones better than Brady as a rookie. Brady was backup.
There you go.
If Mo Lewis, yes, please. If Mo Lewis doesn't pop a spleen on Drew Bledsoe, we never have had Brady. I like it. All right, Coach T, next podcast we have to call in. How about third chair? Levack, Goz, and Manaz. Just keep it rolling. Goz and Manaz doesn't suck. You guys can just leave me out of it, Goz. That works for me.
Maybe next year's Empire season we'll do a Tuesday show. Coach will break down the film with us.
Don't want to talk to Coach on game day.
No, Tuesdays.
Actually, early enough on a game day, Coach T is the guy you talk to. During a game, Coach dialed in. To be the guy to be the speed bump to the locker room when he's about to go in there and make defensive adjustments and everything else, because that's I don't want to talk too much out of school. A lot of those defensive adjustments, I know where they came from. And by the way, head coach and defensive coordinator of the Albany Empire, Coach Tom Manaz.
I think we should give a little plug for the Empire gear, because Levack, first thing I walked in, Aaron, our friend here from
Coach
Hooters,
will steal that thing.
Complimented.
He wants that bad. Put it right in the camera.
The gear, man.
He's got one of the old school, Coach. He's got one of the old school military appreciation Malin hats. It's a nice hat. Maybe I'll be able to get some made this year.
We got the rapid recap going on right now, recapping the biggest games in the NFL. Not so rapid to recap. Not so rapid. Levack, before we continue the recap, do you want to tell us about your friends over at the Integrated Sleep Center in Boston?
I actually was hoping Coach to give me the hat. Just so everybody, I just realized, again, not too long ago, we can show this. Coach wants that hat. So look at guys instantly pulls out of the camera when Coach says, "Give me."
I have Venmo.
Everybody's got a price, Coach. Integrative Sleep Center, Boston Spa. Listen, Dr. Fred Dreer, great guy, Mets fan, Obviously not that busy tonight, unlike us Yankee fans. Sorry, Drew. I love you, buddy. But listen, changed my whole life. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. The Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. I was the guy. Like Goz will tell you, we do Super Bowl trips. He thought I was messing with him. He thought it was fake snoring, and it was a joke. He's looking for cameras to figure out what the hell is going on in our Airbnbs, our suites and stuff. No, I just snored horribly. I had sleep apnea. It was out of control. Mouthpiece. Fixed it all. No hoses, no wires, no recalls on a mouthpiece. So I did go a couple extra days without cleaning it until last night. And once I soaked it in the stuff and everything and realized how bad it was, it's really easy to clean, and I need to not let it go as long as I did last night. I'm going to put that out there. There's a little PSA for everybody. But seriously, 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. The Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. Dr. Fred Dreer. All they care about is you being healthy and getting good sleep. That's all they care about. They don't care about the rest. They don't. If they do the at-home sleep study and it looks like you don't need help, or it looks like you'd be better served with the Vader mask, that's what they'll do. Mouthpiece works. I swear by it. Changed everything for me. 518-885-6185. The Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa with Dr. Fred Dreer. Help me sleep better. They'll help you sleep better too. All right. At the other games, like a lot of the games, I didn't really like. I was a little shocked how low scoring Cleveland, Minnesota was. 14-7. Cleveland wins that one. Colts beating the Dolphins caught me off guard, if I'm being real. Cowboys look like they're legit. Having a defensive coordinator like Dan Quinn makes a huge difference for that team. Dak Prescott looks great. Dakota Rain in touchdowns. They look good.
Let's sit on that Cowboy one for a second because
they're going to have to pay a little extra for that. But
if the Cowboys get the call against Chris Godwin, right?
There you go.
If Chris Godwin gets called for offensive pass interference in week one and they bring it back and Tampa's got a kick or punt or doesn't get it, are we talking about Dallas is the best team in the NFL? You go out in week one and be the defending Super Bowl champions. You looked as good as you did the past 3 weeks. We could be having a discussion that if Dallas beat Tampa week one, if I had to tell you to pick between Buffalo, who had a loss against Pittsburgh, Arizona, who's undefeated, and Dallas, that's how good the Cowboys are. Zeke finally got it going. A balanced team. People questioned the Dallas Cowboy defense for a while. That's improved. Even though they're dealing with some injuries up front. I know Zach Martin had a COVID issue earlier in the season. Dallas is really good. The other two games you mentioned, the Colts and the Dolphins, a lot of question marks about those teams. Browns will find out this week how good they are. Vikings are the biggest hit and miss team in the NFL, but I think it's the Cowboys of those three you mentioned that looks to be as if this is finally the year they break through until they see the calendar say December, and they choked it how many years in a row in December?
I'm just not a McCarthy guy. I just feel like if it comes down to a situation versus the Bills, versus McVay with the Rams, he's going to get outcoached. A team with close talent and coaching makes the difference, he's going to get outcoached. Dan Quinn should probably be the head coach of that team. I would love to be wrong because I like Mike McCarthy in Green Bay. I think he might even got a raw deal. The fact that Aaron Rodgers just didn't like him. But it also could be one of those situations where your message isn't hitting anymore. Watching how terribly he handled last season with adversity, I'm not sold. Even in Hard Knocks, you could see it. I know Cliff Kingsbury said he's the Ted Lasso of the NFL. I think McCarthy might be a less likable Ted Lasso. Like, he's likable, it's fine, whatever. But and by the way, if you haven't seen this week's episode of Ted Lasso yet,
I haven't watched any of it. On Apple Plus, I heard it's the best show on TV now.
Oh my God, you would love it.
Yeah,
you would love it. Today's episode, I'm sorry, I worked all day at Tech East Fire and Water Restoration and doing Albany Empire things. Might have snuck home and watched, a quick episode of Ted Lasso. My jaw dropped at the end of the episode. Jaw dropper, straight jaw dropper. But there's parts of that show where you sit there and go, what makes he doesn't know soccer. So how is he a soccer coach? He's got good assistants whatever, and he's a good leader. McCarthy might be that. There's something about him that I don't buy over a Sean McDermott, over a Sean McVay, over, a Bruce Arians. There's better head coaches in the league. There's better leaders in the league. And I think that's ultimately what is going to cost Dallas a championship. Dak's playing better than as well, if not better than everybody. Zeke's starting to run the ball a little bit. Tony Pollard plus Ezekiel Elliott. that might be the best 1-2 punch out of a backfield. And Tony Pollard's the big punch.
Dalton Schultz is a tight end's a robot. That's a good advantage.
Nice to have a robot. Got to have a robot. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I mean, these guys, they've got weapons for days. The offensive line is just about 100%. The talent is there. I just don't know if the coach is. So I can't put them number one. He prove me wrong. Fine. I'm fine with it. But Buffalo, I think Buffalo's got everything. I think the Rams have everything. I really do. I think Sean McVay might outsmart himself a few times, but I have more faith in those guys than I do in the Dallas Cowboys. All right, we are live here at Hooters. It's a Wild Card Tuesday. Of course, wherever I am, because they paid for my equipment, it is the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Studios. Your best way back to normal, check them online, tefirewater.com, and we're on their Facebook page. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, and tip your waitress. That's how you make sure that everything's taken care of for yourself. I gotta talk about we weren't going to talk about, but I got to talk about Urban Meyer. Because I have changed my mind on the Urban Meyer story as much as I've changed my mind on anything. When we first talked about it, Goz and I, we did it off air. We're like, is it worth talking about? Like some co-ed tries to grind on him. It looks like he's actually blocking the grundle. He's doing the grundle block with the hand. He's trying to stay away from the grundle. I'm married. Stay away from the grundle. Avoid the grundle. And then another angle comes out, and he's...
Where's that finger going?
Where's that hand going? It's one in the stink, sir. not it's like elbow. I mean, he's working like a hand puppet. It was I don't know what's going on there. It was bad. So that kind of like, but again, hey, maybe him and his wife have an agreement. Whatever. It's not my business. But then you find out he didn't travel with the team. And in more ways, he shirked responsibility in this thing. If Jacksonville looks around and goes, I think we can can him for cause and not pay him a gajillion dollars to not coach this team, I don't know if I blame them. I don't know if I blame them anymore. And I don't like cancel culture. I don't like people getting fired. I don't. I'm not that guy. I think he could be a hell of a coach at USC. But I just don't know if I'm Jacksonville. All right, coach walks into the room, and he said to Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence was going to Vegas for his bachelor party. Says, hey, careful out there, whatever. That coach comes in and tries to yell at you for posting something on social media. Don't you just instantly put, hey, did you see what Barstool said about you? Like, how does he have any weight?
Let's continue to add some context to that, because you and I were texting about that video, and I said, this is the problem with 2021, where I honestly thought when I first saw the video that some guy was with some cute girl who was in the video and said, hey, go run over to Urban Meyer. I'll film it and I'll post it. Because the account it came from was an account called Uh-Oh Urban, and it was made that day. Literally made a Twitter account to just call out Urban Meyer, and it got over 1 million views because they tagged Barstool and everybody else. They shared it. Right. That's how.
And Godzilla Media.
They did not tag me. Which next time, by the way, Urban, please do tag me. But anyways, can use the views. Anyways,
if there's a next time, he's 100% trying to get fired. Let's just be clear.
Yes.
Like if he does that again in recent, like the next few days, can you imagine that? I haven't been fired yet. All right. Well, I guess it's time to put on the nipple clamps and go mow the lawn. Like, what's next? Like,
and to add to this, Urban Meyer is one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. I said to you last week at the Hideaway, I said he's anywhere between 5 and 8. If you did like a ranking of college football coaches of all time, he's in that mix. The problem is, Urban also hid the antics of a now mass murderer in Aaron Hernandez. He also covered for a wife beater at Ohio State. He also insulted and undermined people who have mental health disorders or mental health issues with quitting because of his attacks at Florida and Ohio State. So if you're not a fan of, pick your reason.
Yeah.
But can I add some more reasons? This tweet was shared today by Ari.
This is what the kids say. Goz has the receipts.
Chris Doyle was hired as a director of sports performance. He was accused of making racist comments to players.
This is the Iowa strength condition.
Yeah. Don't forget, Urban Meyer signed his buddy Tim Tebow so he could get that NFL veterans money for the rest of his life before he was
that one I don't have a problem with.
All right. How about drafting Travis Etienne in the first round, even though they had James Robinson, and then tried to move the best running back in college football, the wide receiver, before he blew out his ACL? How about admitting he wanted to draft Kadarius Toney from the Giants and said, we really didn't want Etienne to begin with? Not good?
Yeah, but Kadarius Toney looked very good last week.
He stinks.
Wow, Young Joka?
Overall, he stinks.
Young Joka?
Where's our girl, Lindsay? Remember
she actually said nice things about him today.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Lindsay, who has the, Back in New York Groove podcast. Nice. How about the Giants?
How about when Herb told the reporters that he wanted to cut his players due to vaccine status? And the NFLPA said, "Oh, hang on. You can't say that out loud. Don't do that."
I mean, is that the craziest vaccine statement you've heard recently?
How about when he drafted Trevor Lawrence and told the media that he's having an open competition with him and Gardner Minshew and then traded Minshew 3 weeks later?
Yeah, but again, everybody says they're having an open competition when they draft a quarterback. That's just coach speak.
How about when he showed up in a meeting?
I like this idea now. Now every one of these you give me, I'm going to defend Urban Meyer. Michigan fan defending Urban Meyer. Let's go.
How about when he immediately showed up and traded away his pick, the 9th one overall in the NFL draft?
Well, there's value there. You know, the 9th pick. It's a bad number. It's bad luck. Upside down, it's a 6. 2 more, 666. Sign the beast. He's friends with Tebow. Can't do it. Got to go.
The last 3 aren't the best. Team started at 0-4.
Yeah, okay, they suck.
He didn't travel with the team when he said everyone has to get on the plane except me.
That's a tough one.
And then partied.
That's it.
And then engaged in this grinding video.
You know what? That's like legitimately the equivalent of we're leaving. No, I'm going to stay. I made friends. And you wake up in a bathtub with kidneys missing. Like that's the equivalent. Like, because he just completely, the only thing he's effed more than probably that co-ed is his career.
And then Shad Khan, the owner, saying, releasing the statement, Urban Meyer must regain our trust and respect. Urban Meyer has to regain your trust and respect.
You own the Jaguars in professional wrestling, and you got to re-earn that. That's not great. That's not great.
Over under 9.5 games. Urban Meyer will coach the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Under. Why would you keep dealing with this? All of the things you just said mean nothing at USC. All the things you just said. People are like, yeah, let's go Trojans, yeah, woo, yeah. But where you do it at Jacksonville and everybody, like, again, Jacksonville, who couldn't beat USC. And it's a big deal. I think he's going to be long gone. I think he's going to run for it.
I'm with you with the under. I also think he's not going to finish 10 games for the Jags. I've said that from the start that this was not his thing because of egos in the NFL locker room. But there's 2 other things that are really important to add about the Urban Meyer thing. One is that when he canceled the meeting on Monday and said, like, hey, I'm in trouble, I'm canceling my meeting on Monday, that's a college move. Like, all that stuff is what he did in college, got away with. You don't get away with that, the adults in the room that are NFL players. And then add to that, look, when he got in the meetings and met with individual players and said this, hey, guys, it was a misrepresentation in the video. Like, that's not really what happened. Those guys are in their late 20s, early 30s. According to reports, they laughed in his face and said, okay, like, remember, Steve Kerr partied with the Warriors midweek.
Yep.
Chuck Daly used to play golf with Michael Jordan on the Dream Team.
Yep.
Coaches are not the same type of coaches you're used to in high school and college. So because of that, Urban never wanted to say, like, I'm going to put my guard down and be an NFL coach. Because of that, the player said, I'm not even going to call you coach. Like, there was never that connection between Jag veterans and Urban Meyer.
But is that Urban Meyer's fault? Like, let's be real, right? You get what you pay for. You went and hired one of the best college football coaches of all time, and now you're pissed he's not an NFL coach? Like, why didn't you go get another NFL coach? Why didn't you go Bill O'Brien? Boring as hell, but you'd win some football games as long as you didn't let him sign the talent. Bill O'Brien, the head coach, hell of a head coach. The GM, he's crap. Go hire an NFL guy.
It's all about egos when it comes to college versus the NFL. Guys like Chip Kelly, who actually won a 10-win season with the Eagles and 9-win. He never clicked with Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. Steve Spurrier always wanted to be the biggest ego in Washington, although he had a good offense at times in Washington.
He would, like, nap in his office. Like, that was the Spurrier thing. Like, if people knock on his door, he'd be sleeping on the couch. But that in college, that worked. You bring in these guys that you want to run your team the way you want to run your team, and they do it. And because every one of those kids knows, every 100 players you have knows if they do what you want, there's a chance they play on Sundays, they bust their ass for you. I heard Bart Scott earlier today say, he goes, nobody reports extra practices in college because people are ratting him out for extra practices at Jacksonville. It's a different world. You can it's a whole different world. I don't know why anybody would do it. Pete Carroll did a great job, but there's some guys who've done
Matt Rule job in Carolina.
But Matt Rule wasn't like a lifetime
college guy, right? Yeah.
Urban Meyer could go back to Ohio State if Ryan Day gets a gig. He'd go back to Florida. He'd go to USC, and he's on a pedestal instant. Why do it? Saban, What? You would need dynamite, a crowbar, and SEAL Team 6 to get his ass out of Alabama right now. Like it was. Hello, Aaron. I don't like that Aaron waited until she was in street clothes to come over here, but fine, whatever. I guess you're still pretty. Hold on a second. If you're going to talk, you got to talk.
Grab that mic right there, Aaron. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. What?
I said, well, I can't have a drink in my Hooters uniform.
I mean, I wouldn't tell anybody.
I mean, my literal district manager is sitting right over here.
Is that his title? I thought it was the area manager, and it was like, and he always points to his
regional. That's the word.
That region. Okay,
regional manager.
Yeah.
All right,
Michael Scott.
Well then, I mean, since you've been so responsible, Goz will buy you a drink.
Well, how kind.
Oh, yeah, I
did compliment your hat before, so.
Did you see Goz's face? He's like, in his mind, he's like, well, I guess Rex isn't going to college. $3 Coors or Miller. Come on over, I guess. All right. Done. All right. Well, we're glad you're here. Everyone's glad you're here.
I'm thrilled to be here. Hello, everyone. I don't know who I'm waving to, but I see you.
Techies Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page. Godzilla Media's YouTube page. Goz's Twitter for no reason except that he figured out how to do it. And everybody on Apple, Spotify, every your podcast, which you should rate, subscribe, and Venmo Aaron and myself money. That's the and comment.
I
Jeff Dash Levack. Venmo.
The last time he shouted that out, he did get paid. So.
Yeah, people usually buy me a beer through that. It happens.
Well, what happens if I shout out my Twitter or like my Instagram? They're the
you have
same
a Venmo?
thing.
What about Venmo?
They're all the same thing, actually.
What are they? Go ahead.
It's at EHRYNN1.
One more time.
At EHRYNN1.
There's bikini photos on there, everyone. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Get out of here. Get out.
Venmo's about to light
Actually,
up.
don't go anywhere. Get a drink. All right. Just saying, there are serious in bikini. She has really great personality. No. That's the bet.
Sticky fingers.
That's the
there.
Boston Dan Levack bet. Winner take all, which means I'm leaving here with Tree Hundy.
Can this be added like the World Series of Poker? If someone walked in and said, I want to be on the Boston Dan Levack bet, can people add to this or no? Because they think they're going to get paid. I don't know.
Am I getting a ride home? How much cash do I have in my pocket? And am I willing to match the bet? Is what it comes down to.
Those are all questions for you to answer.
Right. Well, Jared's on my side. Jared wants to see if how many drinks have Dan had? Is Dan going to get a ride home? Because Dan is Boston. The thing about Boston Dan is he will 100% put his money where his mouth is. That is why this has turned into what it is. He actually started this crap, in my opinion. But still, I'm sorry. His wife might be watching. No, I started it. Boston Danielle might be watching. I'm sorry. I started it. Yes, Dan and Danielle. Because can you imagine? So let me understand as I fill out your marriage license. Dan. Okay, cool. Danielle. You couldn't, you just sit next to each other in preschool? You got the same name? All right, I see how it is. But it has cost me hell. Luckily, I don't say anything too stupid to Boston Dan because I will accidentally text his wife. Especially if I'm drunk. I will just, Ted, no. All right.
It's happened before, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And yeah. But now, the beauty of it is now, she finds it funny and will write back to me, she'll play with me for a little bit, and then she'll go, by the way, I told Dan what you had to say. And I'm like, that's stupid, Dan. Why are you talking to yourself? Yeah, and somehow I'm single. What?
Dan
missing teeth, fat, texting the wrong people, drunk. Lady, scoop this up. Let's go.
So what's more likely to happen? A Dan Danielle text tonight or a Levack Liana Bonavita? Because that's mine. Because you guys are right next to each other in mine. So if I've texted, you were there when I unfortunately texted.
If she's on tonight and we text her and can
we call her at 11:30, like the 8th inning of Red Sox, or no, 4th inning of Red Sox Yankees?
She's a filthy Red Sox fan.
All right.
She's a filthy Red Sox fan.
We'll call her.
Liana Bonavita.
Liana Bonavita.
All right, let me just propose an idea for you. We're live on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page. We are live on Godzilla Media YouTube. We are live on Goz's Twitter for no damn reason whatsoever. And most importantly, we're live at Hooters getting ready to watch Yankees take on the Red Sox. Winner take all. Bucky fucking Dent is at Fenway. Let's go. I hope he sits on the Green Monster. And just double birds the Sox the entire game.
I hope Bucky Dent takes that.
As a matter of fact, suit him up. Let him hit in the ninth. I think it's worth it. So let me propose this to you.
Okay.
All right. I have an idea. I'm going to go to my office real quick, have a quick conversation about some future things. I'm going to go take a piss.
Okay.
You talk about your good friends at Johnstone.
I will. Johnstone Supply in Troy. October is here, and that is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And Levack's kind of leaving because he's not invited on this bus trip because he has to work for you, Albany. So it's just us talking right now. You have an opportunity to be a part of the first Godzilla Media bus trip. Boston Dan can be a part of it. Jared can be a part of it. Here's how you do it. Godzilla Media is teaming up with Johnstone Supply and Troy to get you on the bus to the Pink Game. Albany takes on Maine. How do you do it? GodzillaMedia.com. Simple and easy as this. First come, first serve for the bus trip. So go online right now. GodzillaMedia.com. Type in your name, your address, your email, your phone number so we know how to contact you. And you're on the bus. We're talking T-shirt. We're talking food and booze. Drinks. And whatever else you want. Godzilla Media's first bus trip. Thanks to Johnstone Supply in Troy. Again, the game is October 23rd. Albany takes on Maine. And the weather right now in the fall, it's getting a little bit colder in your house. Are you positive that everything in your house right now is the right way it should be? Is your furnace okay? Is your air filter adjusted? If it's not, Johnstone Supply in Troy is your place to make sure it's taken care of. 6th Avenue in Troy. Make sure to stop in and say hello to our guys, Tom and Kev and James. George is coming up tomorrow, thank you, on Getting There with Goz. If you're a fan, which, by the way, Hooters, Wilder Fury 3, you can watch the fight right here. How about our guy, George? Former In the Corner with Verno Phillips, a champion across the world. To hear that story tomorrow on Getting There with Goz, how George from Johnstone Supply in Troy ended up with Verno Phillips, a champion in boxing. Wilder Fury 3, his preview and more. It's all Johnstone Supply in Troy. GodzillaMedia.com. Getting There with Goz tomorrow. Interview with George. And again, fall weather, make sure to make the adjustments. Johnstone Supply in Troy, and be a part of the first Godzilla Media bus trip coming later this month. Boston Danny, you could be a part of it. Oh, Levack's back. Thank you. I didn't turn your mic on. There you go.
Oh, that's rude. You are fantastic. I thought no one would notice that Jeff and I switched seats. Also, this microphone smells very funny.
Levack, welcome back. We didn't do anything while you were gone, I swear. We didn't talk about you. We didn't do anything.
I was gonna throw on a Hooters t-shirt, but my boobs on his head if he sat here much longer. It's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna try to serve Aaron for a change. How you doing, girl? What did Filthy Boston Dan say?
He said how great the read was and how much he supports Breast Cancer Awareness Month and how his house will be heated properly this fall.
If there's a place that
I also threw in the microphone smells funny.
smells like victory. All right. So So we're that. I gotta tell you, that was top 5 P of my life right there.
Top 5.
That was.
Can you list off the other 4 real quick, or just for another podcast? I'll do a separate podcast for that if you want.
2 ended in handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
One was in a third world country. Don't really want to talk about it.
No.
And then
I don't want to know the 4th. No, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I got my list. That's fine.
Your car door handle. But but nothing. Nothing to see here. It's all fun. We are live at Hooters. Make sure you get in here and listen. Not just today, but every day. $3 drafts for Coors and Miller, as well as $5 drafts of Sam Adams, Sam Seasonals, and every Wednesday is Wings Day. And the lovely Erin is here a bunch. Even though she promised me she'd quit because I was going to propose. And then she said, if you're going to propose, I'll stay. And that way I won't have to say yes. It was a whole thing. It was a thing. It may have been one of the same nights as one of those top 5 Ps. So tonight's the night, baby. Tonight is the night. And this is the Yankees team above all Yankees teams that has roller coasted me all year. Like, they should have been a dominant team in the league. Boston looked dominant early. Toronto looked really good for a little while. Tampa comes back. They're just consistent. The little engine that could, they just keep going. Yankees make it to the wild card game against a team that they swept recently in their own house. And I would tell you that I feel very good about them because of Bronxy the Turtle. Bronxy the Turtle is how this gets done, my friends.
I'm a little confused about Bronxy the Turtle. I gotta be honest.
I know this. Like, you're unaware of the greatness that is Bronxy the Turtle. This little guy, this beautiful little man here, who has been helping the Yankees all the way through. Nasty Nestor Cortez finds Bronxy the Turtle, and they give him a little tank inside the Yankee locker room.
Wow.
And they're going to win one for Bronxy tonight. Win one for Bronxy. Bronxy the Turtle. I bet you more kids, more Yankee fans. Guarantee you, our friends who are Yankee fans, like Lynn and everyone else, now have a turtle.
Is Bronxy as iconic as Jobu in the Hats?
Is Bronxy as iconic as Jobu? I would say yes, because Bronxy, people don't know this. He actually swims in pinstripe lager. He does it. He doesn't even. He's not afraid. He's not afraid. Bronxy's a man's man of a turtle. He don't play around.
So let me just understand.
He doesn't move slowly. He moves deliberately.
Okay. So Bronxy.
By the way, our boy Cam was doing selfies in the bathroom.
I saw Cam.
He was doing selfies in the bathroom.
That Insta likes up. All right. I'm not hating on it.
Cam was one of the biggest Albany Empire fans right there. He was doing. I walked in. He's like. He's doing kissy faces. He's doing pictures.
What I heard is that actually Instagram shut down yesterday because Cam had so many Insta likes on one selfie. They said
they were changing the name to Instacam.
Oh, they were
instead of Instagram.
Right, okay.
And then I walked in the bathroom. He's doing I was like, oh, come on.
So wait, Bronxy the
We
Turtle,
know you're pretty, Cam. Stop it.
He doesn't pick games. He just is out there living life as a turtle, one turtle at a time.
He's an extra member of the team.
Okay.
He's motivational.
I gotcha.
He's everything I wish I could be. Bronxy brings us home with him. Bronxy has his own home. He doesn't need to go stay in a random Hooters girl's basement.
Right.
If you go back to the beginning of this podcast, you'll hear about.
You see Aaron's reaction to that.
Yeah.
Just like, are we talking about that still? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, when you start a show with somebody has like a freaking Lifetime movie happening in their basement and they're telling you all about it with cleavage, you're going to go back to it. You're going to throw back there once in a while. It's going to happen. I think you know my rule. 162 plus games, you need something. Is it pies in the face? Is it a bunch of idiots? Is it whatever it is?
The late night Tonight Show or whatever.
The Tonight Show.
Yeah,
yes, thank you. This is Bronxy's become the thing. It's to have a mascot, to have a pet in the locker room. Bronxy's the thing.
Of the teams that the Yankees have played in this one-game wild card over the course of 2015, I have to say this about Red Sox fans. I'm the most annoyed by Red Sox fans.
Yeah, they're douches, right?
No, just 2021 Red Sox fans.
Yeah, both of them.
I saw on social media, they said, hey, this is an underdog Red Sox team, which is true. Like, people thought the Red Sox weren't going to be anything this season. If you had to rank who gets the most credit, it might be Alex Cora. I saw people trying to hate on Alex Cora like he could be the difference. Right. Alex Cora's the man. But I saw Red Sox fans saying, hey,
if the man cheats.
Hey, this team was predicted to finish in 4th place this season.
Correct.
They finished one game ahead of Toronto, guys. They could have finished
90
in 4th.
games.
They did win 90 games. They're they almost also finished in 4th. So
you had three teams in the division with 90 games.
Sure, they did.
When does the story come out about how they're cheating this year? When is that?
I don't know. Are you guys going to be in center field tonight with Apple Watches? Is that?
Is that? You were the Apple Watch.
You were too.
We used Yes Network.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We used the whole network. At least we went in.
Yeah.
Your
own network.
We didn't go, hey, find us a nerd with a turtleneck to help us give a little, to steal signs. We said, give us a network of nerds to steal signs.
That's it. Like, Red Sox fans is fine.
You're missing the point.
All right, what is the point? Go ahead. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Finishing. Am I on?
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, I changed your settings.
I like this better that I can't hear myself. It's a lot way better.
We all like that better.
Yeah. But finishing 4th in the division is not at 90 wins. I think you're saying the Red Sox fan saying they finished in 4th place, they almost did whatever. The Red Sox fan in April was saying, we're not going to win 80 games this year. We might win 75 games this year. So what Red Sox
are you, the Orioles?
No, they win 39 games. And 2 against us.
Yeah, they were pretty good against you.
But what a Red Sox fan that is saying is that they finished 15 to 20 games above where the expectation was. So this team 100% exceeded expectations. Now, they dropped the ball at the trade deadline, which created a lot of issues the second half, add in the COVID issues, add in a lot of other issues. They've underperformed the second half, but
like a lack of talent.
A year in total, they outperformed the expectation of 162 games ago.
Fair point. No, I don't have much to say back to that.
I'm sorry. I stopped listening when the incoherent chowderhead babble started.
I thought Dr. McGillicuddy was going to call. I wasn't ready for that response.
I'm sober, so this is way easier.
Boston Dan is deciding how much he wants to swear. Oh, you're sober?
You sober?
Yeah, sober.
Yeah. All right,
Stone sober.
Jared's getting a tequila time with you right now.
I got one follow-up for Dane, though, because he's representing the Boston voice right now.
Boxers or briefs?
Neither.
You would. Oh, yeah. you would still be pissed off.
He's not lying.
As a Red Sox fan tonight, although all those things are true. If the season
I just don't admire him. He's telling the truth.
To the Yankees,
100%.
right?
100%.
Okay.
Look, the end of the day, neither one of these teams are going deep in the playoffs. I genuinely believe whoever wins tonight is going to get buzzsawed out in the next round.
By the Rays?
Yeah, I do not see this going. You guys just got swept.
We didn't get swept. We won the last game.
Oh, sorry. You lost 2 out of 3.
Drama.
Yeah.
We have Bronxy.
Whoever.
Yeah, we have Bronxy.
You guys
see
get
him. Look at him. Look at Bronxy and tell us we're getting swept.
It looks delicious. This is the difference between New York
How
and
dare
Boston.
you? How dare you?
New York has optimism. Boston does not. We will never be optimistic.
Yeah, but isn't that like the motto of Boston?
Yeah, we hate everything.
Yeah, especially other races.
Yeah, that's also true. That is not true. That part is not true. It's a very
Yawkey
balanced,
way.
diverse city. It's not Yawkey way anymore. You couldn't have that. Cancel culture took that from us. We also had the first African American basketball player. Throwing that out there. Anyway.
I just want to say so many things.
Yeah, don't. But as far as losing to the Yankees this game, it would suck. It's a terrible way to end the season. I would rather have not gotten in the playoffs than lose to the Yankees in the one game playoff.
Oh man, that's a nice take.
Well, it'd be worse than that. Maybe giving me all your money. Huh?
So you obviously would rather
I'm gonna buy myself a pet turtle with this.
If you would have, that's an interesting question because like if you can end the Yankees season, it's great. But you rather, as a Boston fan, would have seen Toronto or Seattle. You didn't want the Yankees and Garrett Cole in a one-game playoff.
No, I do because I think we can win.
Okay.
And I think we will win. However, if they lose,
You said you weren't drinking.
yeah, Cole is due. Yeah, everybody's due. You know how many times I've been due at the roulette table? It never works out that way.
So you're saying you have a history of losing bets?
Yes, I do. That's the only advantage you have right now.
Oh, that and the better roster.
No, we'll win tonight. If we lose, I would have rather we not come this far. That's the take.
That's what she said.
I knew that joke was sitting right there. Over
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
What do you want?
Aaron, go ahead.
Do you want it? Do you want it? Aaron, also a Boston fan.
I was just saying, I don't know what I'm following slightly on your wins, finishes, half there. Listen,
Speaking of finishes,
rather just any finish is a win in my book. Okay, so
That's right.
congratulations, you made it. Woo!
The best quote in the history of Godzilla Media. Any finish is a win in our
Any
book.
finish is a win.
Met my son earlier,
Can
by
I
the
jump
way.
in here? Are you saying you don't finish often, Aaron? Is that what you're saying?
yes.
So that any finish,
I played the fifth.
I'll leave it on that.
So we're live at Hooters for Yankees-Red Sox baseball. I noticed viewers went up when she started talking about finishing.
Unbelievable. I got to get the analytics on this. Like when Maddie and Aaron sat down, the analytics are off the charts right now.
I do want to remind everyone I'm fantastic in bed. I never fall out. So I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever is needed. What?
Wait, fall out of bed?
I'm sorry.
You said fall out of bed, or
I guess it all depends like how tight the scenario is, or loose as the case may. Oh no, sorry. She can't hear me. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. So I think we're gonna have to do the show. Listen, I just want to tell you real quick about Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. They fix disasters like this. It's happening right here. It's great. No, we should do. I like this round table style. We might have to get more. I have to make more microphones and do this one again. Clean up the moisture. Is that what? Oh, sorry. All right.
I'm not against the idea of Levack tonight during the game if we got to go live at one point. I know the last 2 times you and I have gone live, we've both been.
Oh no, I'm not. Once this show is over, so am I on this one.
Evidence is gone after this.
Yeah, because like
Hooters exclusive. If you want to see the rest of this, you got to come here. I got
historically speaking, anytime Goz puts a camera in my face after a sporting event, I am blotto drunk. He'll pop out. He's like a ninja. He'll pop out of nowhere. It's like, I can't believe the Red is lost. All of a sudden, Goz is in my bathroom. What? What? Did you finish that? Did you finish that scotch? Did you? No.
Give me them views.
Yeah, right. Right.
You demon.
We're at the Mets game getting ready to make our football picks. And I'm like, I'm over it. I'm like, dude, I'm not making jack. I'm not doing picks. I'm not doing nothing. I picked one, by the way. And also this one goes, let's do it. I'm like, okay.
Start singing John Denver Country Road. Give me the Mountaineers.
Every intern I've ever had is like messaging me, are you sober? I was like, no. And you know what? I'll retroactively flunk you. I'm not afraid. I don't care. No, I'm not sober. I rode in a bus with dentists and lawyers and Johnny Walker Blue to a Mets game. I was fucking hammered. It was bad. But then, but it was good. All right, let's do this. Let's pick this game.
Okay.
Let's pick this game tonight. Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly think that this is one of those ones where you throw out the records, you throw out everything else you've already seen. Nathan Eovaldi, Yankees get him back into baseball. Then he gets hurt, comes back with the Red Sox. Clearly likes that environment. He is a guy who steps up. He pitches up to what needs to happen. I see him going out there and giving you 4 or 5 real innings and getting things done. But I think it's the Yankees. I'm going to go 6-5 Yanks.
6-5.
Yeah, Yankees. I think it's going to and I think you're going to see probably 9 pitchers from the Yanks, probably 5 or 6 from the Sox. I think it's going to be one of because I think Boone's happy on the trigger already, and now you're in a must-win. And he actually finally, by the way, whatever reporters asked a big league manager if a 1-game wild card is a must-win, you should be drawn and quartered. Yes, it's a must-freaking win. If Sunday was a must-freaking win. Tonight's a must-freaking win. If it's that or you go home, it's a must-win. Even Boone's like, yeah, it's a must-win. I go, no crap. You figured that one out all by your own?
All right, I got to go a little slower on this one because there's so much that's going to happen in this game because let's analyze the last couple of games of the Yankee 1-game wild cards. 2015, that's a Dallas Keuchel dominating game. As much as the Yankees wanted to break through, Dallas Keuchel was the best pitcher in the American League that season. If they couldn't get through Dallas Keuchel, that was the difference in that game. The Twins game, we were here at Hooters for that Twins game.
Yeah.
Severino was the man that season. He got way
Not that inning.
No, he got way too jacked up. He was way too excited. It was like a 30-plus inning. I think it was
heard
like
it's better
5
to be
outs.
jacked up than off. No, it's off than up. Sorry. My bad.
Severino was way too excited for that.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, the Yankees had good enough offense. They came back and beat Minnesota in that game.
Well, it's Minnesota.
Oakland mismanaged the pitchers in the most recent.
Well, they just didn't have the talent either.
They didn't have the talent, no doubt. But Oakland thought, okay, we can't match the talent of New York. Let's throw a opener against New York, and they just mashed it. It was over by the 3rd inning. Tonight,
did you see the look the guy just gave us?
I
didn't even know who we were. Didn't know what we were talking about. It's like, oh, microphones in a bar. I don't need a camera on me at Hooters, guys. Come on.
This should not be that hard for New York. Throw Garrett Cole as deep as you can. If I had to tell you who's a better manager between Alex Cora and Aaron Boone, I would give the advantage to Boston. Alex Cora's got the World Series. Put an asterisk if you want to put it there.
That's not fair. It's not fair.
I would give it.
It's not fair.
Alex Cora's the better manager there Aaron Boone, I'd say, going into this game tonight. You say no?
Of guys who are allowed to manage, yes.
AJ,
like
Carlos Beltran.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't know. No, I'm just saying, like, if Aaron Boone was allowed to manage, how different would it be?
I would say this is a 3-1.
The only person deeper in somebody's hindquarters than Urban Meyer and that co-ed is Cashman and Boone. Okay, like, hey, everybody, I'm Aaron Boone. We're savages in that fucking box. Look, everybody, I'll make them sneeze. Like what? Like that's
this is gonna be like a 3-1 game in the 6th, right? And Aaron Boone and Cashman or his puppet or whatever's up there. Right? There's a huge decision coming at like 7th inning time, right?
7th inning.
Boston's going to have 2 runners on, 7th inning. Cora's going to have a good management here at the bats. And Boone and Cashman are going to have to take a call. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Severino? Is it going to be Johnny Lasagna? If you give Cole a solid 7 innings, that's the decision that Boone and Cashman have to make in the 7th. And if that's the wrong decision,
I want to be very clear with you. If it's the 7th inning before you have to use Johnny Lasagna or Severino, Yankees won this game. If
I agree. I think it's going to be 4-2 final.
If Lasagna walks into this game in the 7th, done. Yankees win. The Yankees win. He walks in the game in the 2nd or the 3rd. Now we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem.
No doubt, man. I think Garrett
By the way,
Cole,
Houston, the only team that cheats more than Boston.
I think if you can get what you paid for Garrett Cole, 6 or 7 innings like Keuchel in 2015, if you get that, it's a Yankee win. If Cole gets in trouble in like the 4th or the 5th or even maybe the third if you're a Boston fan, Boston advantage. But if you get to that inning, that's where it comes down to Boone and Cash with the decision they make. 4-2 final. Yankees. And by the way, your favorite, Levack, over under 11:59 p.m. over. It's a midnight finish on the East Coast tonight.
This is when you find out that Goz is taking an Uber home and it's a little cheaper before that. All right, who's winning? Boston, Dan.
Still going with the Sox.
Sox.
Give me the Sox 6-3. Hit the over.
6-3. Sox.
OVAH.
Over. Aaron, who's winning?
Aaron.
I'm going to go Sox as well.
She's also a Sox fan. Jared, who's winning?
We got to go the Yankees on this one. I don't even know how the hell to say Nate's last name over there. Evaldi or whatever it is. That guy cannot find his way out of a paper bag right now.
Evaldi.
So
Cam, I see Cam wearing the Judge jersey. Cam, you stop taking bathroom selfies for a minute. Who's winning the game?
What?
Who's winning the game?
I got the Yankees. I want payback. I saw disappointment in DC last Sunday.
Oh, he's a Nationals fan. What are you doing in a Judge jersey?
I want revenge.
Take off the Judge jersey before you jinx him and break up the band. All right, there it is.
I got you.
We got a lot of Yankees, couple Boston picks in there, but all in all, the sure win is to get over to Hoots. Get over to Hooters, party with us under the orange roof. We're not going anywhere. We're going to hang out. We're watching the game. We got about 45 minutes till first pitch. And then also right after that, it's first pitch Dodgers Cardinals. So you get both games tonight. Oh, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's game is that. Knicks are on right now.
Knicks
that's what
preseason.
it is. Yeah, I'm not even drunk. That's the problem. I just I'm intoxicated by how sexy Boston Dan is.
I want at least one Levack and Goz video tonight at some point from Hooters. I think Dan will allow that. I think a run score by the Yankees will put on here, maybe on the Godzilla Media YouTube. Or
instead of Levack and Goz, can it be Levack and Aaron Boone? I don't know how I turned into Frankenstein, but it is October. So
is my stunner bet not alive tonight? I've been trying to get someone to get Stone Cold Stunner tonight. It looks like that's going to be a no.
That got overwhelmed by this one pulling the money out of his pocket. Going, this is the cash I have on me. You want to swim in the deep end, kid? Let's go.
I don't, and then I will stay in the shallow end, and I will say no to the stunner.
And me, I'm like, freak yeah, let's go. I'm still holding on to Mike Quarter from Tech East money. I don't even need it. It's his money. Go collect it from him. Yeah, Cam, she's prettier than you. Get out of the way. All right. I do want to talk. I do have to give love to our friends at Tech East Fire and Water Restoration. Normally, we do this show live from the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Studios. I said I'm going to Hooters. They said us too, and then I ran out before they came with me just in case. I didn't want to be embarrassed. But no, appreciate those guys as always. tefirewater.com. Best way back to normal. Really appreciate those guys. Albany Empire. We are creeping up on announcing a schedule. I've been in league calls. I've got the gist of what's coming.
Ooh, Levack, a little tease.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like when you've got this many, just people who are here's the bottom line. People are making sure that whatever we promise you, we can deliver. So, when you look at there's some the Delta variant, this, that, and the other thing. We're making sure that whatever we promise, we're going to deliver.
I don't mean to cut you off there, but I want to do a little rapid fire machine gun here on you because I love this because it's the fun.
Yeah, because you can do the list too if you want it. I mean, you do however you want to do it. We got time.
I kind of do here. You
want to do the list or you just want to yell at me? I don't know. I'm good for either.
The senses are tingling right now in my media land. I got to give you two machine gun questions here. And
I'm also tingling, but that's because I don't know where Dan's right hand is.
It's El Presidente of the Albany Empire. Question one.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Hold on.
There it is. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Got to cut it off there. Can't buy the music. Blah, blah, blah.
I am a president of something. For
question one.
God only knows
we have
why.
the exclusive of, let's say, for instance, expansion happens in the NAL. Will Godzilla Media or Techies have the exclusive announcement of an expansion potentially happening, or is that an NAL question?
In this market, I do what I want. Yes, we'll have the exclusive.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Yeah.
Question two, when the schedule is released for the 2022 season, can we still do the selection reveal show via YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff? Is that still locked
Absolutely.
in?
As a matter of fact, Lindsay Whites, who is my head of media relations for the Albany Empire, we call her arts and crafts because she's good at arts and crafts. She has asked for a fun way to do everything. And I said, I have a plan. I'll just do it. So yeah, no, absolutely. We'll do that. And look, maybe our friends at Hooters will pony up some free wings. Maybe we'll do it on a Wings Day Wednesday get some boneless wings, some fries, and some $3 Miller Coors Light drafts, and reveal everything. And by reveal everything, I mean tell you about the schedule. I'm not going to show you any of this greatness. You'll go blind, and some of it would be a good reason.
Before we toss,
people are in fat guys.
Before we toss to the Yankees-Red Sox, I have.
That was the first time you did a radio thing.
I did. No. The TV's
By the way,
right
we
there.
don't have them next.
No. The TV's right there. I swear.
That's on the League Pass. The WNBA league.
They can't tell.
I'm sorry.
They can't tell. The theme of the list this week, I think that's how I'm going to do the list around, is a theme.
Okay.
Do you care is the theme of this week's list.
Oh, I like you.
You just gave us a setup there for the Knicks preseason game. Tonight, the Knicks tip off at 7:30 against the Detroit Pistons. Kane Cunningham is allegedly the first number 1 overall pick. He actually was.
Allegedly. You may have seen that happen, but as far as we know, allegedly.
Do you have any care about the New York Knicks preseason games at any time they tip off? Some people are claiming it's the 13th. Some people claim it's tonight. Whatever they want. What do you think about the Knicks preseason? Does it matter actually when games tip off later this month in October?
The Knicks gave enough hope to the fans of blue and orange that it 100% matters. Like of all the TVs here tonight, there's going to be a couple on the Knicks game, and we're going to watch it because you can't give me wins, give me hopes. They gave you both last year. So let's see how much better they are this year. They're kind of throwbacks to that 90s toughness. They play defense. They push. They're fun to watch. They've added some talent. Let's see what that point guard position looks like this year. Got a couple old heads going at it, making sure things work out for the old New York Knickerbockers.
Like playing poker with your buddies and forgot who the dealer was. I accidentally said my hand out loud for my answer, and then we didn't reshuffle. I don't care about preseason basketball. As long as the season tips off, the Knicks are good.
Well, you don't have a favorite basketball team.
I want to at one point in 32 years of life.
The Knicks wear orange. Every one of your favorite teams wears orange. Just pick the Knicks.
My boy Zion's on the Pelicans, though.
For now. Even Zion wishes he was on the Knicks.
I love the Lakers. I've told you since day one I'm a Laker fan because Carmelo's there. And it's whatever team Carmelo plays
That's
for.
just because they play closest to the retirement home that he's going to. That's all.
The biggest pothead I know, Josh Gordon, has now been elevated to the 53-man roster for the Kansas City Chiefs. 2-part question. 1, do you care that Josh Gordon keeps getting these chances? And part 2, can he actually be good for the Chiefs here on the list?
Do I care? A little. It's kind of like driving by like a small little fender bender. It's like, I'll look at it as long as I don't cause any actual traffic jam. Can he be good? He'll have a couple good catches, but tell me the guy besides Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce who actually contributes on a day in, day out basis. Sammy Watkins was kind of good. They're like, we don't really need you. Pat Mahomes throws it to everybody. Oh, Pat Mahomes is his dad.
You're waiting for the hate on social media for that
I hate
again.
that so much.
I will say this about Josh Gordon. I don't care who sees this. Everybody surrounding here right now can write this down.
Write it down.
In my 30 years of life, there is no
You're
more
30?
over 31.
I was just saying, you look like shit.
32 later this month. I'm turning OJ later this month. In my OJ years of life, there is no more overrated athlete than Josh Gordon, that big pothead. Are you kidding me?
Sorry, I have to call your wife and warn her. Sorry.
How many chances is Josh Gordon getting? Levack is not good. 2012 is when he was good. Enough with Josh Gordon.
But he'll have a couple catches. 3 over, under 3.5.
Under. You could have said 1. I would have said under. You know why I'm upset about it? Because my guy in Boston, Dan, our guy. How does Josh Gordon get 5 chances in the NFL and Johnny Football gets 0? Because you got to be kidding me.
I can give you a very scientific reason.
Right.
Talent plus height. Manziel has neither.
Yeah, that second one.
And I'll go third. It's a little easier to play smoking pot than doing coke and 8 balls and everything else that Johnny Football's doing.
Usually I'd say allegedly, but I can't actually argue.
No, he would tweet out pictures holding stuff.
By the way, Boston Dan left the conversation with Johnny.
He loves Johnny Manziel.
That's our guy, and he's like, I can't win that argument. I'm leaving the table right now.
I just can't believe you guys still reference him. Like, has there ever been a guy who's done more with less than Johnny Manziel?
No.
What's the name of the guy that Sports Illustrated made up that wasn't even a player?
Oh, Sid Finch or Bird Finch or whatever. Yeah.
That's the equivalent of Johnny Manziel.
The last one here I have for you
I'm really hoping somebody gets pissed off about that.
The Do You Care list on the list of finishing off the episode this week on Levack and Goz. Wilder Fury 3. Wilder Fury 3. Right here, you can watch the fight from Hooters Saturday night, Las Vegas. Tyson Fury, Wilder fought to a draw in fight 1. Fury with a knockout blow in fight 2. There was talks that maybe it'd be Joshua Fury, and you could argue that no athlete since March of 2020's career has been more affected by COVID-19 than Tyson Fury. Twice he's had COVID. Twice he's missed big heavyweight.
Wait,
paydays.
are you telling me a gypsy gets COVID more than normal people? I think that's weird. A guy who could like possibly live in tents, campers in Maddie's basement.
I've invited you and Boston over to my house. Finally see my house.
Yeah,
my wife just told me my nieces are coming over, but you're still more than welcome to come. They'll be asleep by 9. Do you care about Wilder?
When you
Fury
say your
3?
nieces are coming over, are your sister-in-laws coming over?
No.
Well, then no, I'm not coming over.
Levack, I take that back. 2 of them, but not the one you follow on Instagram.
What about the one I'd like to follow on Instagram?
She will be there.
All right, I might come over. My schedule just opened up a little bit. I don't know how you found like the 17 hot sisters or some crap. I don't know how that works. No, I mean, I care about Fury. He's fun. He's good for the sport. He's fun to watch. I 100% want to see that guy fight each and every time he throws hands.
Besides Carmelo Anthony, if you told me, guys, rank your top 5 favorite athletes right now of any sport, anything ever. Carmelo Anthony right now, 2021, is number 1 my favorite athlete. Number 2 is Tyson Fury. I cannot.
Marcus Kennedy says Carmelo is a Knicks Hall of Famer. Root for the Knicks.
I like it.
That's the first time you've agreed with Mike from Schenectady ever.
Mike,
ever.
Clearly can see the beers are flowing right now.
This is where he gets out of line. Maybe the greatest Knick of all time.
Mike's beers are flowing as well. I appreciate you, Mike.
This is why
you hate Twitter.
He always goes too far. He goes too far.
So
He just goes. He did say good luck to the Yankees though, so that's fine. He goes too far. Mike Schenectady, go too far. That's the deal. Always goes too far.
I would say Fury wins. Wilder got a better coach because Wilder's coaches actually didn't teach him how to box. They said, just get out there and punch people in the face. And they got to the round with Fury. They're like, what do I do? He's actually punching me back. Fury wins. Maybe he fights Joshua. Maybe he fights the big Ukrainian. But Fury is saving boxing.
What is Wilder going to wear to the ring? If he comes out Tyson style, torn towel, just that's it, and then he smokes Fury, then everything he said about his gear being too heavy the first time is real, and that would be hysterical. As much as you love Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury looks like he spends more time smoking cigarettes than on speedbag. Like he's that guy who pulls his shorts up to the nipples. Like he's not afraid. He's got long pants on.
I know Fury's at minus 310 at Rivers. I don't know what that means Wilder's at, but if you get Wilder at like plus 270 with the biggest knockout punches, like you rank heavyweights of all times, and you get a great heavyweight knockout artist at plus 270. Boy, that's a tasty bet right there. Fury wins.
I hate food analogies I hate it.
Fury wins. I cannot wait for this fight in Levack. I will keep the open invitation. If you and Boston want to come over to meet the house for the first time, everyone will be asleep. My sister-in-laws will be awake. More than welcome to watch the fight with us.
No, the sister-in-law, it's enticing. It's enticing. It's enticing. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. It really, I got to see. I got,
got a lot of plans.
I'm very busy, man. I don't actually, to be perfectly honest with you, like I went to All-Star One Spirits on Friday after I got out of work, and Craig and George are there, and I'm like, what's going on? Is there anything new? I walked out of there with a big old handle of vodka. And I was like, I'll have one like vodka Red Bull. Just chill out, relax. I woke up in a heap and lost my Saturday. You showed up to do. I'm like, what are you here for? You're like, we were going to do college football. It'd be great. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
Levack, I had 2 comments on social media real quick before you hit some of these. Edmund decided to write in. Shout out to Edmund. Edmund wrote, this is the sign that Skynet is upon us.
Okay.
I don't know if he meant by my Facebook or Instagram thing from yesterday or our show. I'm not quite sure.
I found out today that Crossgates Mall has a robot that disinfects the mall every night.
What?
Crossgates Mall has a robot, by the way, there's Aaron's butt, that disinfects the mall every night. And I also found out from my guy Chris over at Crossgates that because it's there and it's an employee, it has to be treated as such. So if I went to work for Crossgates Mall and I punch the cleaning robot, it's assault, and I have to go to HR. That's Skynet. That's how Skynet gets us. Cancel culture. I'm telling you, I'm not making any of that up because I met with them for Tech East stuff, and they're like, well, we're interested in, having Tech East help us. We're very cross-get the ball. It's all about safety and all that stuff. But we don't know if we need you because we have a robot. And I went, okay, I get it. You got a Roomba? What do you got, a Roomba? What's a Roomba going to do? Can he go in elevators? Or guys can go in elevators. No, they have a robot that disinfects the building. Yeah. And if I fight it as an employee, I got to go to HR.
Don't do that. And the final comment is from our pal, Coach Allie Jacks. Shout out to Allie Jacks. We love her. Allie Jacks running, guys, I would have been there if it wasn't my birthday. I'd be heading over to see you
Happy birthday.
Too. Alas, it's Chinese food and wine for me while cheering on hard for my Yankees.
No cake? You get a little cake?
Hit her up on Twitter. She said no cake.
Little cake, Allie? You get a little cake? Now. We'll send Cam over the cake pop from Starbucks or whatever. What did we get? Yeah,
what's it going to take to have Coach Jacks have some drinks with us? That's the question now for the rest of the fall.
That's a great question.
Hit her up on Twitter and ask her. She's out there.
Let's go. Stop pretending you're too cool for us, Coach. For old time's sake, since you said we were going to give way to Yankee baseball, do you want to do a pregame show? Do you want to do lineups?
You want
to do it?
Do you got them?
We got a little time. I got the lineups. I got the lineups right. Can you come up with a stat?
Yeah, I came up with a stat.
Right. For old time's sake.
Imagine if someone stole this from us. Never mind. I won't do that. That's not fair. I'm sorry.
I handed it gracefully.
Did you?
I did. I said,
I didn't listen to that. So I said,
here, take this.
This
Don't
is
screw it up.
Awkward.
All right, it is time for the Yankee pregame show live from Hooters here at the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Studios. Yankees versus Red Sox. Wild card baseball. Winner take all. Burn the monster to the ground. And let's go. Here are the lineups. We got our pitching matchup tonight. The records mean nothing. It's one game takes all. It's Garrett Cole, the ace, the man, the myth, the legend. Awkwardly large forehead. I noticed that today. Garrett Cole,
not me.
The righty, going against Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi, remember, he is the guy who has had almost every ligament and every elbow replaced multiple times, fixed. I think he's got more cadaver than human out there. It's the zombie apocalypse if he wins. Here we go. We'll go with the home team first. Leading off, your DH, Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is your DH for the Boston Red Sox. Enrique Iglesias Hernandez is playing center field and batting second.
Sorry.
Rafael Devers is your third baseman, batting third. Xander Bogaerts, as he Bogarts the weed, is playing shortstop. Alex Verdugo's in left. He's batting fifth. Sixth is Hunter Renfroe, not the cool one who plays for the Raiders, some other turd playing right field. Kevin Plawecki is batting seventh. He is your catcher. It's fun to say Plawecki. Batting eighth is Bobby Dahlbeck. He's your first baseman if you're a Sox fan. And then Christian Arroyo, who is a big favorite with the Valley Cats fans. He's playing second base and batting ninth. Now, for the Yankees, leading off, Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo. He's playing fast base.
Ant lives in Saratoga. Shout out to the Hideaway. Anthony Rizzo's aunt.
Anthony.
Jared knows all about
Jared knows all about it. Anthony.
The card.
Win the game.
The card, yeah.
Batting second, playing right field is the big fella, Aaron Judge, Mr. 99. Giancarlo playing his ass off. DH and batting third. Giancarlo standing batting third. Fourth is Joey Gallo in left field. Then is fifth, Gleyber Torres playing second base, where he should have been all freaking year. He's out there ready to go. Brett Gardner in center field, getting it done. Batting sixth. Gio Urshela, the Warrior, playing third base, diving into the dugouts, getting crap done. Batting seventh. Kyle Higgy Shioka is your catcher, batting eighth. And then finally, it's Andrew Velasquez. He's your shortstop, batting ninth. 58 degrees in that circle of hell known as Fenway, and 0% chance of precipitation for tonight's game.
All right, there it is.
There it is, the pregame show. Do you have a stat for me?
I do have a stat for you, Levack. In the 24 meetings for the Yankees and Red Sox, tonight is number 24. 12-11 is the record advantage of Yankees. 12-11 in playoff games. However, a more interesting stat, playoff series, 7 of 8 have gone to the advantage of New York. For Boston fans, you know that one series that broke that streak.
Bucky fucking Dent or Aaron fucking Boone?
3-0 was the series breaker.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see any of those things. None of those things exist. They're all false.
Bill on Facebook wrote,
Fake
who
news.
cares? Go Redbirds tomorrow. All right, Bill, enough out of you.
Yeah, Bill. Bill, the one Cardinals fan in the area.
Cool, Bill.
Bill, the only reason Bill's a Cardinals fan is he went to one of those crappy fake sites. He's like, I see a Cardinal. That means your dad still loves you. You're a crappy person, Bill. Eat a Cardinal, okay? I ran one over with my car today. What are you going to do?
I knew so.
That's not true. I didn't do that.
Eventually, Levack. I knew they'd get you.
What? Bad person all of a sudden because Bill's trying to be a buzzkill and I'm slapping him around? Fuck you, Bill. All right, time for us to go. We are going to not go. We're staying right here. We're going to watch the Yankees slap the daylights out of the Red Sox. 28 minutes and counting until the game starts. But, of course, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple, or in Goz's bathroom next to him while he's shaving, we got you. It's here for you. Comment, rate, subscribe, do a little dance, make a little love, tip a Hooters girl. That's
We're
all it
getting
goes.
at least 2 videos out tonight, whether Dan likes it or not.
Flubber? You like Flubber? I'll show you some Flubber.
Videos tonight
Right.
Sponsored by Hooters and Northeastern Insurance.
Love Hooters. Again,
Right
Hooters, $3 drafts of both Coors and Miller at Hooters, $5 Sammy Lager as well as Sam Seasonal. And every Wednesday is Wings Day, boneless specials. Get to Hoots. Come to Hoots right now. If you're on this thing and you're looking at us and you're not anywhere your Hoots, Mike in Schenectady, something's wrong with you. And what's that guy? Bill? Screw you, Bill. or I will see you tomorrow. We'll drink beers together. Whatever. Everybody have a great night. Be safe out there. And we'll be back Saturday. Are you coming to the Deuce on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm coming to your house on Saturday.
We'll be back. College football.
I mean the Deuce.
Dropping a deuce on Saturday. Everybody have a great one. Levack and Goz. Godzilla Media.
Sunday Hideaway.
11:30. Jared says he'll be there. 9:30 football. 9:30 is the Jets.
The pond. We're across the pond in London town. Hello.
I feel like this could go on forever.
There he is.
Oh, it's the price of admission. You got to do a shot of tequila. That's the Jared price. That's what it. And if you went to Jared, you drank tequila.